All right, what's good, 9197 gamers? This is your boy Tyler 9197, Man of God 9197. Yes, Lord. Black Wolf 9197 or 9197. Back with another video for y'all, and this time y'all guys know what it is. This is not us playing Paladins, but this is the part 2 video of episode 1 of Paladins Bros Talk, y'all. Woo! You know, but so by the time y'all watching this video, the tank video that I covered should be out. Like I said, it was a long video, but I do appreciate y'all just watch it because it's definitely really good, especially from my perspective, because I am a tank player, so I definitely took that serious, especially when I talked about Ruckus. But you know, that be for another day. but for this time, y'all, for part 2 for this video, I'm not gonna be doing much of the talking. It's just gonna be my boy Ronan Sensei Tune, because he's gonna go ahead and talk about the damaged characters, y'all. The damaged characters. And now y'all can see the man right there. Do it dun 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 dun.
Big booty up. Jump with it.
So stupid. But yeah, y'all, so I'm not gonna do much of the talking. Like I said, for this video, like I said, Sensei 2 is gonna cover damage, and then when it comes to part 3 of the episode 1, he's gonna talk about flank, and then I'm gonna finish it off with support, which I need time with support anyway, because I got really, like, you know, play the carriers, know what I'm talking about. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Ronan Sensei Tune before he starts. Cause at the end of the day, this is part of his video. So I'm just here just to chill, eat some dried mangoes, y'all. Stay healthy, and yeah, go ahead and say something, Sensei Tune.
Yes, sir. I'm back here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Oh Lord, my camera to shut off.
Yeah. Oh no.
Spooky. Appreciate y'all for tuning back in here, man. We back for another one. You know, always show my man love and support. Get him to 50 followers like he been saying it, because we need to make that happen like ASAP.
Yeah,
Stay
bro.
tuned, because I got some content on his way too. And you know, as
hold
always,
on. What you said, bro? Tell you, I don't think they heard you. Say that again.
hey man, if they ain't hear me, man, they just gotta stay tuned. Stay tuned,
Yeah.
like Typhoon, like Big Tune. Call me Sensei Tune, you dig?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. I mean, hey, you did say that.
We here. We here. So this is what I'm gonna do today. Like my man said, we're gonna go through. We're gonna do a rundown. By the time y'all see this video, y'all have a better understanding, because part 1 will already be out. With now when I've been talking about the tanks. So I'm doing the same thing today about the damage players. So nothing left to it but to do it, right? Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. The floor is yours, Ronan Sensei Tune.
All right. So let's starting off, man. First of all, before I started talking about anybody, leave in the comments down below. What's your favorite class? Who, and if it's damage, put that in there. And who is your favorite person to play as in damage? And then what's your loadout? And you gotta drop your loadout if you don't want to, but let's just hear it. Let's have some fun in the comments section.
Oh, and I would say one more thing too before you start, because I forgot. I just thought about it when I did my tanks video. The one thing I forgot to mention was, after I went through all the tanks, it was saying, like, out of all them tanks, who's like a good, like, you pick like one beginner character that you feel like somebody should play to learn the characters before, like, you know, play different ones. But for me, I'd say it real quick. For me, y'all, if from the tanks video, I would say the tanks that I went over, I would say the good, like, beginner friendly character to play is Ashe, because Ashe is like all around character. You can play her pretty much every game, no problem. She still takes skill the more you play her, because, you know, once you understand abilities, then it's easier to talk about it. But besides that, she's probably the best one to play. And I'd probably say second would probably be like Inara, but mainly I would say Ashe, because that's a good beginner friendly character. Then you expand your characters when you play tank.
I can get that. I can get behind that. I can get behind that. That makes sense. Is that fair? Is that fair? Huh? Is that fair?
Yeah, I feel fair. All right, y'all. Just to let's go and speak to y'all about damage. I'm just gonna sit here, just eat the dried mango. Let's get into it.
Big Mac, Big Mac.
I would say bit bad. I'm trying to eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
You know,
this one a little got sugar in it, but you know, I'm not. I think like I don't eat some heavy food and stuff.
type stuff. Exactly. All right. So starting this video off right. I want to start off with Betty LaBomba. Betty LaBomba. Like I
Boom,
said,
boom, boom.
everything's like we have categories, but everything that I'm saying is just my opinion based on my play style. I am a very pushy, aggressive, go get that kill type of player. TDM is my favorite game mode, so that says a lot without saying a lot. If you get my drift.
Yeah,
But
selfish.
yes, it's very selfish. Yes, hey, it is what it is because it gets those wins. But with that being said, I think just based on my play style with Betty LaBamba, I personally, I would say, especially when you add your items, depending on your loadout, I think Betty LaBamba, I wouldn't change anything about her personally. I
So no change.
think just based on everything that she has, I mean, her mobility is good. I'm not gonna get too like detailed into it, but her mobility is good. I think the amount of damage that she does for her primary is pretty good. Um, I know I say no change, but I do think like one of her abilities, for example, the hail of bombs, I do feel like they can tweak that just a little bit, but overall though, I wouldn't do any change there.
Okay.
Like I think she's solid.
Okay, so like, can you explain a little more about that slight change with the hail of bombs? Like, what would you change about it?
Good question. So the hella bombs, the damage is fine, but I think I would like reduce the range a little bit, have it more compact, and keep the damage the same, but like just decrease the range a little bit
Well, actually,
because Mhm.
I was actually, if you don't know, she have a talent that definitely does that.
Yeah, but I feel like that card could be used for something else. I know what you're talking about, the
Hmm.
talent.
You got the talent for
But
that
I
one.
feel like if I would do that, going that route with the talent, what I would do for that talent, because that's again, you know me, I'm not a big fan of having a talent specifically for one skill, like
Hmm.
or one ability rather.
Hmm.
Like if anything, what I would do is this is just my play style.
Hmm.
But instead of having that talent to reduce the range of that hella bombs, I would probably change that talent to something more along the lines of like that helps with like her overall like reload or like her range.
Oh, okay.
Like something like that. Like she has really good range, but like I would change it to like more of a long distance type of thing. Like for example, which who I'm going to get to next, Bomb King, like his range is a lot further than Betty La Bamba.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I would do based on my play style because
Yeah.
like she like mid range to close range,
Okay.
deadly. But I can also go range. I could play
Yeah.
all three ranges. So
Yeah.
that's why I look at it that
No
way.
change. Okay. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
for my thoughts about
What
Betty,
you think?
yeah, for my thoughts on Betty, I pretty much agree with you. I feel like she really don't need no change. I know
Mm-hmm.
some Paladins players, like especially the ones who like the I'll say veterans of the game, pretty much saying that she probably like feel like she kind of. I want to say trash, but you feel like she weak or something. Well, they said kind of trash. To me personally, I feel like Betty's solid. I just really comes down. I feel like it
Mm-hmm.
just takes skill. Like if you know what you're doing, she gonna be
Mm-hmm.
annoying. Like that's. I mean, I really don't feel like she don't need no buff. She don't really need a nerf, or like there's no quality of life changes. I feel like that really that she like desperately needs. So I just feel like like no
Right.
change. So I do agree with you, no change. I feel like she's solid. It's just get a better loadout and just play
Mm-hmm.
the character. Like
That's
Betty
really what it comes down to.
La Bamba. Like what I'm
Betty
saying?
La
It just go
Bomba. Betty
crazy.
the Boom Boom.
Like just go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree
No,
with you.
exactly. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Boom. So that's Betty LaBamba. And
Mhm.
like I said, if you think Betty LaBamba is going to be one of your mains or like somebody that you want to try out, I would definitely say definitely worth trying. I wouldn't say that's my first pick in damage new to the game, but you definitely will have some fun depending on the lobby.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
hmm
If you watch
So
our last
that's that
video,
one there.
If you watch our last video, I was playing trash, but it's all good though.
We
I hate Timbermill. I'm just putting
ain't
that
gonna
out
talk
there.
about it.
I hate Timbermill.
We ain't gonna open up old wounds.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm. There we go. All right, boom. All right. So next up on the list, we are, as I like to say, the Bomb King, because he's him, not them. You know what I'm saying?
Bomb
But
King.
Bomb King. So when it comes to Bomb King, I do like a lot of abilities that he has right now. For example, um the sticky bomb. I do love the fact that they stay out there until you detonate them, and you can have multiple out. So I do like that. Bet now, Bomb King is one of the ones that I usually go to and play. Not my go-to, but he's definitely up there. So based on my play style and in my opinion, I I wouldn't really do. I think they did good with him as well. I think I would focus more so on like quality of life with him. I wouldn't say he needs a buff. I wouldn't say he needs a nerf. What I mean when it comes to quality of life is literally it's just if your aim is not on with these little bombs and the popping bombs and everything, you're an easy target because you big body, you big back with Bomb King.
Big back.
Big back. So that's literally what I would say when it comes to him. But his ult is pretty solid. I mean, I would change that too because I play on mouse and keys, and his ult, like if you get stuck, you're stuck. Like mobility could be a little looser, I would say, comparing to like Betty the Bomba's like her ult. But other than that, I wouldn't really make too many changes there. What you think?
Okay, for what you're saying, I'll never say you have more skill with playing Bomb King because I haven't played that character like personally like that. Besides in the training
Mm-hmm.
range, like a little bit, but not enough to
Mm-hmm.
really like get like my really good knowledge of Bomb King. But from what I'm seeing, for what you're saying, I me personally, I feel like Bomb King just straight up no change. I don't really feel like they don't really
Mm-hmm.
do much with Bomb King. I know you had the quality of life, which I could kind of see where you're going with, but for me personally, I say no change because Bomb King, like from what I see, especially people who really good with Bomb King, he takes
Mm-hmm.
skill. If you know
It
what the
does.
if you know what the heck you're doing, you literally could be flying around the whole map like no
Mm-hmm.
problem. And then like
Mm-hmm.
and you know if you time your detonation when you throw the sticky bomb and detonate and this and that like Bomb King is very
Mm-hmm.
dangerous. I just feel like it just takes skill. Like if you know what you're doing, you can lock in and go
No,
crazy.
for real.
So that's why for
For
me
real.
personally, I just feel like Bomb King, he's like no change. Like I feel like where he's at currently too, like he's good. He's solid. You just take skill.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. Like with the state of the game too, I think he's good. He's good.
I just feel like definitely a character that like you should just not jump into. That's more like take your time with because
Oh yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
because you got to know what
I give y'all a little bit of sauce. For example, like most people who play him, they may try to like, oh, I gotta get my bombs to stick to the enemy, like to get the kill. You can set traps and you can bait with them as well. Like you use them as actual like landmines, for example, like the sticky bombs. Like literally you can set them on the ground around enemies, bait them into your team, for your team to finish off the kill. You can set two, they'll see them, they more times than not, they're gonna try to shoot them to like detonate them, or they're gonna run in the opposite way, and you can set them up with traps behind them and then catch a couple strays on the side. So just some fun there. But yes, now on to the next one.
okay.
Are going to do Cassie.
Cassie,
So Cassie. So now when you're looking at
redhead.
big redhead. Oh my goodness. Cassie. Miss Cassie. No, I'm just like when it comes to Cassie though, um now based on my playstyle, like I'll be honest, yes, she definitely takes some patience and some getting used to. It definitely takes hitting those shots as well. I would be honest, I'll go as far as to say because her damage is really good with her primary. Her reload speed is good when you have deft hands. Definitely need deft hands. Um, I honestly would say more so. I would kind of like to see a rework with her. I'll be honest with you.
A rework. Okay.
I would like to see a rework, and this is why. Now, again, my play style, her damage is good. Her like overall, her abilities are pretty solid. But if I'm being honest, her abilities compared to how much damage her primary does are like I would say like they're underwhelming. They're underwhelming. I would say that
Mhm.
they are underwhelming because yeah, you can use it. For example, like her blast shot. Like, yeah, you pop it, it does like 300 damage, but it's a knockback. It doesn't really do much other than like, okay, keep them off of you or keep them off the OBJ. And then you have to really hit your primary shot there. But I would like to see more of her abilities, more so like I would like to say I would like for them to complement more so her effects. And I'll get back into that later, but more so like for example, give me an ability that like gives me like a short burst of rapid fire or like an ability that like for like 3 seconds gives me more damage or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Um that's my opinion. What do you think?
So my thoughts with Cassie, because I haven't played her too much, but that is one of the damage carries that I did. Like I still kind of playing a little bit more because she definitely like you said a character that takes patience and you gotta kind of gotta kind of know what you're doing because you just can't
Hmm.
just play her just for the sake of it. Like kind of like I'm fair to say she's very situational depending on the maps, but I mean,
Very true.
but still, if you really know how to play her, like she can really be dangerous. Me personally, um, I wouldn't really necessarily go with a rework route, but I know that's what you say because I know it's your playstyle. Me personally, with
Hmm.
Cassie, I probably say she just needs like a quality of life change, and what for me, what it means for quality of life, I just feel like the big thing with her ability is probably more. I probably say quality of life comes down to probably cooldown management, like kind of
Hmm.
some take some numbers off to be kind of more consistent. But me personally, I'll probably say what I'm really talking about with that. I'm talking about more so her dodge, her roll when she escapes, because I feel like
Hmm.
Cassidy with her like basically with her kit, she needs the most mobility, which you could get mobility with her. I say, don't get me wrong, like I know you could like use like nimble and stuff, and I know some of her cars help her like use more dodge roll, but I feel like her movement needs to be on point because
Okay.
she got the crossbow, so it's about shooting your shots quick, like shoot 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 shoot. But I feel like she needs to constantly move, and I feel like when her dodge roll
Facts.
based on the cards, that if you don't got the right cards and stuff, it kind of hinders her because it's like you do one dodge roll, okay, this long behind cooldown for it, and you just feel
Hmm.
like you like it it kind of mess up your mojo, like like the flow of things. So that's where I feel
Yeah.
like she needs more quality of life based on mobility. But that was kind of interesting with rework. I never thought about some rework, but of course, like I said, it's based on your play style. But me,
Yeah,
I just
because
said
like
quality of life.
actually that point that you just made, that point that you good point, and the point that you just made where it was like, okay, like her role, her things like that, like you can't really play. You can play aggressive, don't get me wrong, but you can't play as aggressive compared to like some of the other damage players I'm going to cover or champions I'm gonna cover later in the game. Because think like her abilities is solely focused on really like your aim, like
Hmm.
literally her blast shot, her disengage, like all of that is based on where you pointing at. That determines how effective that ability is going to be.
Hmm.
And yeah, you can knock someone back, you can do a dodge roll, but when you use those abilities, also what you said, the cooldown, what like you're stuck at that point.
Hmm.
Like you really can only rely on, okay, I got to get these like couple shots off. And I mean, someone with like a support level healing, you have to hit 4 shots in a row. Like I mean, in a row, not missing a single one to like kill them and get them out of your face.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's what I mean by that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and
good point.
that's why I went with the quality of life thing because that's what I feel like that's what she
Hmm.
really need. Like, but like I said, I can respect your rework idea, especially for your play style because you definitely revolve around damage and flame. I just feel like with her, it's like she just need that quality of life because I feel like she is a solid damage character, but I feel like she falls short when it comes down that cooldowns that like say like the dodge roll that you don't what I'm saying, like you do one roll and it's like wait, that's it,
Hmm.
like where's the second roll?
Right.
Like maybe if they added like say like you can have like a second or third roll within the same like cooldown thing. Like like
Mm-hmm.
how some like I can't think of a character right now, but some
I know
characters
what you're talking
have
about though. I'm
yeah,
with you.
yeah, like they had like emerald, like they have kind of like stacks. She did have
Mm-hmm.
stacks where her dodge roll, so you do many of them with a nice cooldown and stuff like that. And I feel like she'll be really solid, but just
No, for real.
but but I feel like she's a good damage character, but still
She
good
is.
quality of life.
Yeah, I just like just give me some more abilities that just kind of focuses on my primary. But like for example, her dodge back is nice though. Like her
Oh,
backflip
oh,
going back.
oh yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Woo!
Yeah, because I know her ult like speeds up her rapid fire a little bit, but or
Mhm.
speeds up her rate of fire, but that's in the ult, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But yeah. All right, so that was Cassie.
Well, I'm enjoying it,
Hmm.
but I'll tell you, by the time you watch this video, man, you see me just eating the whole time and listening, like I'm watching a movie. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here just eating, like I'm hearing it out.
That's a short right there.
Yeah. Oh. Yep.
I did it.
I can hear people say like, they said, "Dang, now I'm just eating the whole time." Like, yeah,
You over there just
you
munching.
know what I'm doing.
All right, let's get on to the next one. Next up on the list, we do have Dredge. Boom, 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 boom. How dreadful. No shade to those who likes to main him. But when it comes to Dredge, I'll be honest. In my opinion, he's not one of my go-tos. But I do say since they made those changes on that last recent little update with him, he's freaking annoying. He's always been annoying, but he's annoying. Okay, let's just say that.
Facts.
He's annoying. But I would say this, based on how they have it now, I wouldn't really do any changes here. Like I would keep it as is. If there was any tweak that they needed to make, I would probably say just movement speed, but like that's what you have nimble for. Like let's just be honest, you have nimble for that, and then to try to even put something together for his movement speed would take away from how much damage he does and how many ways he can literally attack you in a team. Um, I would say no change again too because again he has crowd control, area damage. I mean overall, like I'd say he's pretty solid. I feel like he's someone that you can definitely pick up without like really any skill and be able to like get some kills with a solid team behind you or a decent team behind you. Um, yeah, that's what I would say for Dredge. What about you?
Me personally, nerf this man to the ground. but for real, I think he doesn't need to be nerfed though. For real. I think he doesn't need
Yeah.
to be nerfed. Mainly the reason why I feel like Dredge need to be nerfed is mainly his abilities. Actually, some of his abilities, and even his primary, because if because he's actually his damage output that he does
It is insane.
not only that he's just annoying, but it's even greater. Like I mean, not like too greater, but like greater enough than like Betty. Betty could do a lot of
Hmm.
great damage, but she is not so annoying to the point that you feel like, okay, I can't really counter Betty. Dredge is so like his ability is so spammy, and by the time he
Yeah.
spams at you, it's so hard to really like kind of counter that because the damage output it does, it don't give you a chance to think. It's like, oh, you really either gotta run or you just get hit, get hit by the attacks and you just die. And
True.
I feel like it's
True.
too strong for him just as a damaged player. Like what I'm saying, it don't feel, even though that's his place as being kind of spammy, but it
Hmm.
don't, to me it don't really feel as fair compared to other damaged players that you feel like, okay, that's not bad. His damage output is a little bit too like
Yeah.
overtuned a little bit, so I feel I need to drop it down a bit.
His
And
damage is a little strong, but like I think like I would say based on he's kind of like right up the alley with like Betty La Bomba and like Bomb King.
yeah, because
But he does have like more ways to attack you than one though.
yeah, that's fair. And then
Mhm.
besides the nerf, I would say like I would have maybe because I don't fully understand that ability. That teleport ability that Dredge has.
Mhm.
I just doing using the ability wrong, but I feel like it's I don't know. I just feel like it don't really. I wouldn't say it don't make sense, but I feel like they need that's like a quality of life change to that one to make it more easier to use. Because I feel like every time I try to use it, it's like how you supposed to use it. I don't know. I feel like they might need to or like kind of rework that a little bit to be more useful, because I feel like it's like, okay, you place one marker, then you place the second one, but you go into the portal and then you go, go back like from the second one, but I don't know. I just feel like it probably need to be kind of reworked.
Yeah,
Too.
I see what you're saying.
Because I mean, I feel like, okay, if he's supposed to be like the Flying Dutchman kind of character, he got the crack and all that stuff. Maybe he need to have like a teleport kind of ability, or like he could place a portal in a certain area and you just go right into it, and then go into the
That's
area.
true, yeah.
Which I feel like that. I mean,
Kind of like a Wraith portal from like Apex or something.
yeah, basically like that. Literally, like you said, like a race portal. Because I feel like that. I mean, even though Dredge is already annoying, but I feel like that would be way more useful than that base build that he got. I feel like that might need to be reworked, but
I kind of like it because it kind of reminds me of like Talus. Cause so for example, like before again, my playstyle, I'm an aggressive pusher. So like what I'll do is I'll set the first marker like outside of the fight, and then I'll go into the fight, and like right before I engage, I set a little marker behind me. So like if I'm going in and I'm fighting, because obviously I can spam a lot of different abilities with him to get some real do some real damage. I'm like, oh, I need to back up, no support here or something. I need to back up, get my second for a second. I can just literally I can just walk backwards into my marker and go back to where I started. So like that's kind of how I do it. So like I said, it is. I get where you're coming from. It definitely depends on like play style. But yeah, I would say I'm with you on that though.
Yeah, but I definitely say
he's freaking annoying. He's so annoying.
Yeah, I'll stay strong on that nerf. I feel like he doesn't be nerfed because I just feel like even like when you said Betty La Bomba and Bomb King, I still feel like his damage output is just a bit overtuned even compared to theirs.
Oh yeah, that his primary does 850 damage compared to 600.
Yeah, so you could tell the difference. It feel like that'd be a little bit overwhelming, even for me that plays tank. Even though, of course, you can have a counter if I play like Terminus or somebody, but even still, like, that's one of the few situations. But like, I just feel like he's a little bit overtuned compared to the other damage players.
True. Yeah, he is. He got a lot of damage, but he got a lot of counters too. We'll get into that another time.
Yeah, no, for real, yeah.
All right. So that's Dredge. So next up, I'm getting to Drogoz. Annoying, whatever you want to call him.
Flying dragon.
Literally. Again, based on my playstyle, my opinion, and like this dragon's annoying. He's annoying. He's not even a friendly kind. Like he's just annoying. Like give him a nerf. Give him a nerf. I don't care. Nobody say give him a nerf. Yes, he does. He has a good damage output, but I really do feel like the time that he can stay in the air is annoying. And there's so many ways he can dodge you. For example, one of my mains is Androxus. Like I can get up there and like do some damage to him, hit shots from the ground, but his mobility is insane. And even when you think you got him, he still finds a way to escape. But that's my opinion. Some people might say, it's fine. But like I think he does need a little bit of a nerf. Well, I probably wouldn't say nerf. I would probably say quality of life. I would probably say
quality
that.
Of life. Oh, okay.
I would probably say that because it's like other than that, just him being annoying in that range, like you can counter him in so many ways. So I'll probably say quality of life. That changed there. What would you say?
Okay, for Drogoz, for me personally, I'll say this. I'll say I'm more on the for me, I would say no change for the most part for Drogoz, but I'm fine with like maybe a slight small nerf, like just a tad bit, like probably from his jets, so he won't stay in the air way too long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But like probably like a slight nerf, but overall I'll say no change, just because like even though he's annoying, even though like he can manage his jets like be in the air for so long like really well. I still feel like Drogoz is still he still has so many counters. It just comes down to the player who knows how to play that character and how good they are. Because if you don't know what you're doing, you'll get to work. You just go, you can't do nothing. But
no, seriously
but if you understand the character, understand your cooldowns, understand your time management you do for like your the jet fuel and all that stuff, you can see where he be annoying. You can see where it's kind of hard to deal with him. But
Mm-hmm.
it comes down to skill and know how to counter it and who to use to go against him. But
Exactly.
overall, like I said, for me, pretty much no change, but maybe a slight nerf, just a tad bit, maybe in front of Jets, so he won't feel like he's in the air all the time. But overall, no
Oh, because
change
he
for me.
stays in the air. He's just annoying. Like he can get behind. He can literally get behind the enemy line as quick as he wants to. He can get away, bait you into his team. Like it's just so much. And he does 850 damage, bro.
I know,
Like
yeah, I can see that.
that hurts.
The only thing I hate is ultimate, just because it's personal. Because
No, that's what I'm saying.
we
He gotta
use
take his time.
yeah, because when you use ultimate, that's personal. Because that punch, if he go after you, that was
Hmm.
personal.
No, for
And
real.
that's what
He
make you
was
mad.
waiting to get to you.
And that's what made me mad. Because it's like, oh, you went after me. You got a problem with
Hmm.
me.
Of all people, you came after me. You ain't have to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would say about him there. That's my personal opinion there.
But yeah, pretty much no change though overall.
Hmm.
Besides a slight nerf, like I said, maybe some of the damage that the jet feels, so he don't be up in the air too long. But overall, I feel like he's fine. It just really do take
Yeah,
skill just to play that character.
true. True, true, true. Imani. Now with Imani, I know I'm probably gonna have the most unpopular opinion. And again, I play mouse and keys. I'm gonna say rework, but the only reason I say rework is not because her abilities aren't good. She's dangerous. Don't get me wrong, but I can say this: like, if you don't have time under your belt, I definitely don't suggest her to be your first player or your first champion to use. But if you don't have the time under your belt, it can be a lot with her to try to do, especially in the midst of a fight. It's a lot to her, like between switching between all of her abilities. If they could make it a little bit more simple, which I know people will say, well, this game isn't simple, it's meant for you to think. Yeah, I know that. Okay, but the last thing I want to do is be like sitting here worrying about how to switch through all my abilities, which one will hurt more, which one will do lower damage, like what makes the most sense here. um like just simplify it a little bit for me. That's it. But overall, though, like to have four ways to be able to like hurt someone and then still have your other abilities is pretty nice. I will take that. And her ult is fire. But like just simplify her playstyle for me a little bit. What you think?
All right, so for my thoughts on the money, I would say like even some of the points you say, I kind of see where you're going. Like we kind of bit rework, but me personally, I would say I think she just need a quality of life. Honestly, I think
Hmm.
mainly because, like you were saying, that sometimes it's kind of tough, like for switching from ice into her fire abilities. But I feel like the quality of life for me would be her. It's like make like if they could kind of sink in her ice and fire abilities kind of more like intertwined,
Yeah,
like as far as like it feel more natural. I'll put it that way, if that makes
that's what
sense.
I'm
Cause
saying.
it's like, cause
Yeah.
when I play Imani, sometimes I feel like I love her ice ability. I love how it's like it go fast, go fast. Then
Hmm.
switch to fire. Then of course there's more damage based, so it's
More
slower,
damage to it.
which is
Yeah.
fine. But I feel like the speed, like switching from like the ice and fire, should feel more synced. That it feels like
More, yeah, more
yeah, because yeah,
fluid.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's not as fluid. Like you said, it's not really as fluid.
Hmm.
Like going between the two,
Hmm.
and I probably say her quality of life. The other part of it would be her ultimate when she turns her dragon. Because I mean, like I feel like the way that ability of her being a dragon is fine. It's it is what it is. But I feel like maybe they could kind of change the kind of the control while you in dragon form. Like I feel like if you have more control of the dragon, like how you move it around to use like just use your fire
Yeah.
breath, I would feel like. I mean, I don't know for other people, they gonna feel like that could be too much of a buff for her, but I feel like
Hmm.
she does need more control because at the same time, it's like that ult alone, to me personally, at least for the damage class, is probably one of the strongest. But I feel like it's kind of the weakest because if you don't place it if you don't turn to the dragon and into like a certain spot to really help your team out,
Right.
it's kind of like a throw pick in a sense as far what like a throw ability than what you could do. So I just feel like she need
True.
more like a quality of life to feel more fluid with her, like combining abilities. But at the same time, it's like you said, she's one of those characters that it does take skill to play her. But like not like
Definitely takes skill.
yeah, but not like too crazy. It's like, but you do take skill. It's more like you gotta memorize so many different abilities at once.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if her abilities feel more fluent, just going back and forth from, like I said, fire,
Switching,
ice, and
yeah.
stuff, and then I feel like she'd be fine. But she definitely a character that you need time to put some work in to really know how to
You
play.
literally just gotta put some time in put some time in with her.
Mm.
You literally gotta put some time in with her. But she does feel like she have like a hidden ability here between switching. Like once you crack that code and like knowing how to use her, which get your situational awareness up and all of that. Um, she definitely solid.
I'll
I
def
just like you said, just get us a little bit more fluid with her.
Yeah, I would definitely say out of most of the damage characters, I feel like she has the most potential out of all the damage characters because she has the extra ability with fire and ice. Like I said, if you could crack the code of knowing what you're doing,
Hmm.
she's a huge threat. But I do feel like she's kind of situational at the same time because I feel like you could play her in most maps, but like I said, you got to know what you're doing. You just can't just
No,
play her.
for
You
real.
can't play her just for the sake of it. And it's
Mm-mm.
been time for time people who play her, if they don't know what they're doing, it's like you kind of cost your team at the same time. So I feel like she's more situational, but she's somewhat of an all around character. But if you know what you're doing.
Exactly. I agree. I agree. Next we have Kinessa.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Kinessa. What can I say? I'll
Kinessa,
be
Kinessa,
honest,
Kinessa.
bro. Hmm?
No, I said Kinessa, Kinessa, Kinessa.
Kinessa. I'll be honest. I'll say this. With Kinessa, I wouldn't do too much of a change. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all around, especially for my play style, like she's good all around. Like I can quick scope with her, which y'all will see in the video. But I can quick scope with her. She definitely can make you back up, especially like if you're playing something like Siege or like you need to clear OBJ and you can't make it there. Like you can definitely clean up. She does a good amount of damage, especially on a headshot. Like I mean that's 1500 damage compared to 700 on a body shot. So I wouldn't do any change there. Her actual like oppressor mines, knowing that you have that in the back. Ooh, look at them games. No, I'm just playing. Looking in the background like that up the oppressor mine. I'll be honest, bro. You can set them things up and people won't even know that they there, and you're still doing consistent damage there. Um, I do like how they set it up to where if I'm not ADS, like I can just use this as a semi-automatic pistol, or pretty much automatic. And then, if I want to in the middle of a fight, like let's say for example, if you're shooting down automatic pistol range or mode, and you need an ADS real quick to get a little bit more damage off, you can just keep holding the trigger. Doesn't do as much damage, but you can switch in and off like that. So, and then her ult, don't get me wrong about her ult. Her ult is real nice too. Critical damage, a lot of damage, but I wouldn't do any change there. What would you say?
Okay, so for Kinessa, so I ain't gonna lie, y'all. For me, I'm not the biggest person with knowledge when it comes to snipers. That's why I got my boy Sisei Toon doing damage because he's a
Sniper
sniper guy.
tool.
So he got way greater knowledge of talk about when it comes to a sniper based character. For me, with Kinessa, I would say for her, she like I agree with Sisei Toon. She don't need no change. Main reason why because Evil Mojo already did some like a rework with her because I don't really remember how her current state was, but from the rework for how Kinessa is right now, I feel like whatever they did, she's actually deadly. Like she actually deadly what she could do right now.
Hmm.
And I agree with him when he was saying about the mons. Cause a lot of times, even for me as a tank player, sometimes I'm like, I realize I get I feel like I'm getting some damage on me. I was like, where this coming from? Like, I don't know where it's coming from. Then I look down or someone see the wall,
Hmm.
it be no mines. And a lot of times my team don't see it sometimes and they don't try to take it out and stuff like that. It's like with Kinessa, you could do a lot of great plays with her. And
Hmm.
but I mean, and then of course, like saying, like just her play style, like I feel like she's a lot better than her current state was.
Yeah,
So for me personally, like I agree with Sensei too. I would say no change. And like I said,
no
because I
change.
and plus, like I said, I don't really play the character like that. I don't really play much sniper characters, so I don't really got much to say into
Hmm.
that more, to go more deep into it. But overall, I would say no change.
Yep. Especially like my playstyle, you can quick scope, and I love that I can teleport. Because I do a lot of flick shots, I do a lot of quick scopes, like I do a lot of corner peeks, for sniper terminology if you do it, if you snipe. But then I can like if I'm like getting a little tight, I can reposition, I can get out the fight, like I can do a whole lot. So yeah, no change there. I like Kinessa a lot actually. I'm actually gonna start playing her a lot more. I was waiting for that rework or whatever they was doing with the update, like my man's 919 was saying, but yeah, no change. All right, so up next, if y'all still here around this video, I know y'all are. Drop a comment down below with a timestamp. Let us know that you're still rocking with us. We're almost halfway through. Let us know what you think about the champion so far. What did you like out of that list? Next one, Lian. Now with Lian, I'll be honest, I do like Lian a lot. I don't play her as much, but you can do a good amount of things with her. Now, I do be honest, I do wish you could ADS with her. For Overwatch folks, if you were like Ash, that's what Lian reminds me of. But there's a video 9197 has out there. Well, Lian decided she wanted to get bold and she wanted to ult me.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh,
Oh my
we gonna play
goodness.
Bomb Key. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I got that short, y'all. If y'all want to find it, look, like you can find it in my shorts if you want to check it out.
Exactly. It was funny.
Y'all, it was personal too.
It
I
was
look,
real
hey,
personal.
look, she killed me. But it didn't matter. When she saw Sensei 2,
hmm
y'all, it was all, but she was on business. It was
Yes.
personal. Like she had
It
something
was all
against this
personal.
man. It was
I was
crazy.
like, what did I do? I thought we was cool.
Nah, shot, nah.
But I would say overall though, I wouldn't make a change with Lian. I do like her. I do like when you're ult, it gives you like a couple seconds to adjust your shot, and it's not just like as soon as you press ult, fire and go kind of thing. Only thing I do wish is that you could ADS, but even if like the pressure's on you, someone's in you, and you do your and then you do your grace. I mean, I like the fact that she still fires shots out as she's doing that. And it really just comes down to you hitting your shots, honestly. That's really what it comes down to. But no recoil. I mean, even if you press and hold, I mean, you can stabilize this thing effortlessly. There's no recoil, even while you're moving. So no change there. What you think?
All right, so basically what you were saying, piggyback what you were saying, I agree with no change with Lian. The funny thing about Lian, she's one of those characters that a lot of people actually hate her. Like to a lot of people, they feel like she's like a brain dead, no skill type damage players.
hmm
So that mindset people feel like, oh, she's just knowing like you really gotta hit your shots like that kind of thing. I mean, look, to be fair, I feel like
Nah, you gotta hit them
yeah,
shots.
with her, you gotta hit those shots. I know some of her
hmm
abilities, like her slide ability, where like you go left or right or probably go forward. She does like a shot, like kind of like an auto
hmm
aim at targets and stuff like that. But overall, I feel like she still takes skill to play. It's not like she's that of a brain dead damage player. And then of course
No, for real.
I do agree with you, bro. I kind of wish she did have ADS just because how that gun is made, like way you use it.
hmm
But overall, like I feel like she's fine. She's solid. She don't need no change. Devin don't need no buff. I don't really feel like she need to be nerfed. Like she's not that problematic. And then on top of that, like the only thing I really don't really care too much about her reload. But of course, you can just get death hands and call it a day.
hmm
Or if there's a card
hmm
for her, you could like I said, you could just call it a day. But overall,
Exactly.
I don't really got much to say about Lian. I'll just say no change and she's fine for she at.
Especially, and then little hack for those who thinking about playing her. A lot of aiming down on a jump shot gets you a lot of nice headshots in there. Gets you some good damage in there. And then on top of that, if you know how to line up your ability with your ult, for example, or things like that, you can do a successful like string combo with it. She's very annoying from mid range, long range, short range. Just stay out the range. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Well,
hmm
short range, long range, stay out the range. I like
Just
that.
stay out the range.
I like that. That was a good one. That was a good one.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man. But yes, that is Lian. Tell us what you think down there in the comments below. All right, so up next we have Octavia. Well, Octavia, I'm a little compared to someone like a Kinessa. And of course, you can't compare them, two different types of snipers, two different play styles. Um, you know, you could pit them against each other, but for Octavia, I would say I would like to see a little bit of just a little bit of a buff, just a little bit, just a little bit. And the reason I say that is because yes, she has a lot more mobility than Kinessa, in my opinion, based on how I play. Um, but when it comes to like, oh crap, like somebody's in your face kind of thing, like trying to control the recoil and the spread on her hip fire is ridiculous compared to like a Strix um or Kinessa. That's what I would say. Just change that a little bit because of course, yes, this gun is not meant to be hip fire, but what can you do when someone's in your face, right? You got a Viktor in your face, like it's kind of harder to like do a flick shot because you can get it off successfully. You just don't get a lot of damage off. Like 800 compared to Octavia's 400. Like, come on, like, and they not nobody's gonna sit there and let you just spam them with those shots like that. You know what I'm saying? Ult is I like the ult, definitely crowd control, area damage, but it just goes by a little too quick. Like you better off popping out that ult when they're pretty much almost weak. Um, not if not one tap, like dang near under 200 HP. So I would like to see a little bit of a buff for her. Not a rework. Her abilities are solid, just a little bit of a buff. What you think?
Okay, so Octavia, once again, y'all, because it's another sniper character, I don't got much knowledge to say too much about sniper characters, but from what my experience for since a tune playing Octavia or see or teammate or enemy play Octavia, in my personal opinion, from what I'm seeing, like I would probably say like with her, maybe a quality of life. Just I'm just kind of going all more so what Sensei Two was playing it because he's a sniper, so he knows what he talk about. So from what I'm hearing, I feel like she probably just need like kind of more like a quality of life, just kind of just helps with the abilities, like what she could do, and just make her more fluent of what she's doing to kind of better for the team.
Hmm.
But in my personal opinion, I feel like for what I'm seeing, she probably hands down probably one of the best snipers in the game. I'll probably say she probably go neck and neck with Kinessa. But
Hmm.
what I kind of like Octavia, even though obviously I don't play her as a sniper character, but what I like about her, I really like her dome.
Yeah.
I like the dome she could throw in for the team because you can't see. Like it's like think of it, it's almost like a smoke screen, but it's a dome, and then the enemy team can't see, but you're in there and you can see where the enemy's at and stuff, which I kind of like that
Hmm.
because it's like that means I feel like Octavia could get your teammates out of situations if they feel like, dang, we're in a crunch. But if she throw that dome,
True.
you could actually re-strategize, know what to do, get out. So the team like where they at, and then you probably could
Hmm.
flank them and stuff. Like I
And she
really
has the ability that you throw that dome, they may cut you off, but throw that dome, you can heal your team too.
yep, and look and that too. So I feel like that's why for me personally, I feel like she's probably one of the best snipers in the game. But she
Hmm.
compete with Kinessa because Kinessa is pretty solid now, and we have seen more people playing her too. So that's
Hmm.
but yeah, but I said more like probably
True.
quality of life. Just make it more easier to play. Well, easier because you don't want to make every character easy, right? It takes skill to play
True.
this game. Yeah, I get it. But you gotta understand,
Hmm.
look, you gotta understand, not everybody has the time and patience to play these characters that takes so much freaking time to play. I'm just saying. Just saying.
I mean, I mean, you ain't lying.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with there too. I would say that same thing. Like, just give us a little bit of a buff there. Because I'll be honest, like a Kinessa versus like a Octavia, long range, slow game. Me personally, Kinessa's gonna win that. Uh, yeah, that's what I'll say there. Next up, we got Omen.
Mm.
Omen is now honestly, Omen is one of my personal favorites. He's my top five. So I'm a little more biased here, but I will tell you this, and I'm pretty sure anyone who puts a little bit of time with Omen, I'll be honest, Omen don't need to change much at all. Because all of his, I know I don't talk much about loadouts and like skills and talents right now in this video, but he has a lot of those things that do complement his abilities really good. He does a lot of damage up close. He can get up close and personal in your face. He can still play you at range. um he has a lot of crowd control. His ult is really nice. um I'll be honest, I wouldn't make change here. I mean, if you make any change, you either gonna risk buffing him too much to where he's a little broken, or nerfing him too much to where he's still broken. I think he's in a right good. I think he's in a good spot right now. What you think?
So with Omen, funny you mentioned Omen because Omen, it look like it. Omen feel like it been kind of like the problem child for Evil Mojo because
Hmm.
it was a while ago where at one point they took him out of the game because his abilities was broken, and it's like
Hmm.
it made him too OP and stuff like that, so they kind of had to work with him, try to fix him up, whatever. And it just like it feel like Omen had it bad a little bit. It looked like it's just a lot going
He
on with
did.
him. Kind of got a lot going on with him. But
He
me
did.
personally, I'll say with Omen, I just feel like he just need a quality of life. Mainly, I'm going more so kind of like
Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah, okay. I know this is one of your characters. I get it. So
Yeah.
I'll say he need a quality of life, mainly going off like some of his cards that he has. Like they kind of need to rework some a little bit of his cards because I feel like some of them don't really benefit him too much, or it's just like I don't know. I just feel like the loadouts you do with Omen, unless you really know what you're, cause I don't really play the character. Unless you know what you're doing, then you make Omen work. But I feel like that kind of might need to be reworked a little bit. Some of his cards that he have, and then even if we're not gonna go into talents like that, but even some of his talents, I feel like I want to say not necessarily like they're trash or nothing like that, but I just feel like it don't give the Omen player a lot of options to really choose from because a lot of them is kind of like
You're
once
right.
because a lot of it is one sided, and some of them honestly is not that great. Like you probably got one out of the three. I mean, out of the two, that's
You know
better.
what? Not to cut you off, I actually agree with that because I remember I told you I had made a whole nother layout loadout, and I realized I made the same exact loadout,
Yep.
same exact like everything, like
Mhm.
everything, three across the board, like everything. So I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yep.
But he just has a lot of different ways to attack you too.
Hmm.
So I like that. He's a real nitty gritty, up in your face type of character. He can be. He can play you at range, stuff like that. But I agree with exactly what you're saying. I know where you're coming from.
And probably the last thing I'll say is real quick is one of his cars. I think it's one of the cars was like more or something like that.
More and more, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they need to rework that card or something. Like I kind of get what they were trying to do. That they, it's like, yeah, you want more damage? We'll give you more damage, but it's gonna cost you
Hmm.
the rounds. Which I get that, but probably kind of rework that a little bit. Cause I mean, who trying to go down? Who trying to max out that card to have
No, for
but
real.
only have one or two bullets just to do a good
No,
max
literally, they
maxing
better
out?
be freaking nukes that I'm
Like
shooting at this shotgun.
like at that point, you basically gonna be like cowboy western, like
Hmm.
like you.
Literally,
I just
literally though.
it did like I think his reload speed it's kind of long too, right? With the reload speed,
Nah, that's decent, but
it's
of
the,
course you always got deft hands for that.
yeah. So I was like, that's probably the one card like rework that card because it don't
Hmm.
it's not doing any justice for anybody. But
Yeah, I like his knockback. I like it. I like, yeah, but he's definitely one of my go tos if I'm being honest here.
yeah, but overall, yeah, I just feel like he just need a quality of life. But overall, Omen is Omen. He
Hmm.
solid for what if you know how to play the character. Like I remember I tried the character before, but it's just not really my cup of tea. But yeah, I feel like he's fine. I mean, he need more skins. Like, and if I remember correctly, I think he's the like even though
Hit my
he,
man some old skins.
yeah, I think Omen is like the technically the last newest champions in the game.
Hmm.
So hopefully even Mojo eventually get some more characters in the game and stuff like that down the line. But yeah, But Omen, he's fine if you know what you're doing.
Okay.
Cool, but quality of
Yeah.
life. All right, y'all, we are back. I know for y'all it was just only a couple seconds, but for us it been some days for this video. So we gonna continue right back off where, so stay tuned. We'll talk about the damaged characters, and we could go on with our lives.
And get the rest of the day gone.
Yep. So all right, so stay tuned. I'm gonna bring the mic right back to you and continue where you left off from. Who's the next
All
champion?
right. So all right, so yeah, so right now up next who we got is we got Saati. Saati. You
Saati.
salty? No, just playing, but yes,
Saati.
Saati. So for my overall my opinion for Saati is I think like actually like starting to play her a little bit. I had a different opinion, but it's definitely has changed. I think I wouldn't make too many changes. Like her hand cannon is pretty powerful. I think I would probably like if anything work on her ricochet a little bit, and then her ult. Like if you can get like one more out of her ult, like it'd be good. So I'll say overall like probably like quality of life.
Quality of life.
Yeah. What do you think?
The funny thing is, I actually agree with you on the quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really think because I feel like she is a solid damage character. I just feel like the quality for me, the quality of life, like you said, is gonna go back to a ricochet because I feel like the coin, like the hitbox of it, is kind of small, so it's hard to hit those shots. But then again, I kind of see what he want to do with that because it's like, you know, I feel like the reason why the hitbox of the coin is small because, you know, it's skill, which I understand.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if that's the base part of your kit, I feel like it needs to be a little bit bigger for the coin so you can shoot it to do your ricochet shots. Because I mean, it's because, you know, that's actually out of her whole kit. That's probably the biggest part of ability that she used a lot. And if you know,
Yeah.
and if you don't use it, then it's like you kind of wasting the majority,
An
like,
ability.
yeah, ability, like a whole ability. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if the coin hitbox could be bigger and you could shoot it, the you know, do more ricochet shots, I feel like she'd be fine. But overall, she, to me, she's already solid and really no change.
Yeah.
So
Because if you're
quality of life.
really good as a gunslinger, because you could throw out up to two coins at one time, you
Yeah.
could go back and forth between hitting them.
Mm-hmm.
That and then I think also the pips, bro. Like if they can rework, like not rework it, but like change that a little bit, that would be. I said it should be a lot more dangerous. Because
Yeah.
them pips, bro. Like I said, it makes it real hard to like do a combo with
Mm-hmm.
her abilities like in sequence because of those pips, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I would say about Sati.
Okay. Okay.
So now up next we have Sha Lin.
Sha Lin, let's go.
Sha
That's
Lin.
my boy. Sha Lin.
You already know. So yeah, he's so I like him, like especially like I didn't play like I know we keep referencing Overwatch a lot, but I did get used to Overwatch. So I'm playing like Hanzo, like I like how Sha Lin is set up. I don't really think that I would make too many changes with him. At first I would have said like movement, but you have nimble, you know, to get yourself out of there. Now it would be nice if he can like climb walls and stuff, but you know that for this that I can see that to be a little OD, but I wouldn't make too much of a change with him. I like his abilities. I think they're pretty nice. He does a good amount of damage for him to be using, you know, a bow and arrow. I would keep that as is. If I were to make like a minor tweak, it would probably be really just like his rapid fire, like speeding it up a little bit, even though it's a bow and arrow. What you think?
So for Sha Lin, me honestly, I could really say he really is no change for me. I don't really feel like Sha Lin don't really. There's nothing they didn't really need to do with Sha Lin. Like he just fine how he is. Like just because I feel like he got a good amount of damage. You know, of course, it takes skill. You know, even Archer, you gotta hit your shots.
Mm-hmm.
His abilities are solid, especially, you know, one of them, like, you can turn invisible for a second, kind of, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like you can you know, get out of there. And then of course your loadout, depending on the cards you have, it can make it easier for you. Like one of them was like that I used was like poise or something like that. So when, you know,
Yeah.
when you get ready to do your charged arrow, like you could move around like a lot faster, except you feel like your movement is limited. So I feel like it really don't change. I feel like there's nothing they really need to do with Sha Lin. I feel like
Hmm.
he's really solid how he is,
I
and
agree.
I that's pretty much it. I'll probably say if they had to change maybe anything, probably I'll say maybe one of his abilities, the one like probably I don't want to say like change it too much, but probably let it rework it a little bit to be something else.
Okay.
Like the ability where like because you know how his ultimate he's invisible and then you know he can just shoot regular. That's fine. That ultimate's
Yeah,
fine. But
I like that.
the other ability where he steps back and turns invisible,
Yeah.
I feel like that should be kind of something else or more like okay if he gonna step back and be invisible, I feel like that should be kind of like a shot kind of thing. Like you step back, he
Hmm.
automatically do like a wherever like you know quick shot
Oh yeah, like
kind
it's automatically shoots when he steps when he
yeah,
does the
yeah,
activates
yeah,
it.
exactly. To kind of feel like okay, like you step back, boom, like you know, kind of get like a nice rhythm going. But overall, besides that, I mean, I feel like he's solid. There's really no change.
I agree. I agree. Okay, okay. All right. So we two on agreeing right there.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
surprising,
like his abilities overall.
surprising.
Not facts. But yeah, I wouldn't do too much here. We'll take that as is. Like you said, his abilities. I think his abilities complement his play style. His loadout can of course it can you can cater to your play style specifically as
Hmm.
the player, and then his cars complements his abilities too.
Yep.
Really good. So I do like that. Especially when you like doing his abilities in sequence. But yep, that's all I got for Sha Lin. I don't need to add anything else. So we're gonna go ahead and roll on over to the next one here. All right, so up next we got Strix, another one of my type of play styles. Sniper tune when he show up. You know, when you feel like coming out to play. Now with Strix, it's a little different. Um, like from Kinessa and Octavia. I'll be honest, like he matches more of like how I would play on Call of Duty because that's where it all started for me. With the quick ADS, the um what's what I'm looking for? Bolt action. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, bolt action sniper. Like going back to those days. So I do like that. He can be very, very annoying. Now, is there anything that I would change about him? I'll be honest, it's another one of those things where I would say I just wish he had maybe a little bit more damage to compensate for like it being a bolt action sniper. Now, a lot of y'all won't agree with that. It's like, why would you put more damage on him, especially when you don't he can go invisible and things like that? Hear me out. The only reason I say that is because if I were to sit and try to play him, for example, and I have somebody like up close to me, yeah, I can switch to my pistol and I can, get a guy about a good 170 damage, give or take. But what happens if I run out of that and I want to switch back to my sniper? It's gonna be kind of hard to hit that shot up close. Or if you do hit it, I want to be able to take him out and deal a killing blow. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would really say about him. But other than that, I think his ability is really neat. I think they're unique to his sniper style. I wouldn't do any other change really there. What would you say?
So like once again, when it goes to the sniper characters, y'all like that's not my cup of tea. So what Sensei two basically says, I could agree most of it because he is a sniper character. But I would say with Strix, at least in my opinion, just because I know Evil Mojo recently did like a they did a patch on them. Like I don't, I
Hmm.
like if you look at the patch notes, I'm not too sure if Strix did he like I don't know if they nerfed them or kind of buffed them in some ways, but at least in my opinion, for at least how I see Strix, I'll probably say like I kind of go more with like what you're saying. Like I agree with you because you know you play the sniper character, so you know exactly what you're talking about. But for
Hmm.
me, like just overall, how I feel about, it, I really say maybe no change. Like I mean, they like I feel like whatever the patch note did to Strix, I don't know if it helped them or it hurt the
Yeah.
character, but I do feel like from the games that we play against Strix, Strix is still pretty solid enough, especially if you're a sniper specialist. So I feel like really no change. He's fine how he is.
Okay.
But overall, I kind of agree more what you're saying with Strix because, like I said, you play snipers more than me. So
Yeah. I was there. That's the thing too. Like I said, like he's really good if you have like a pushy tank, like an aggressive tank. You have like maybe a good flank with you and another damage player with you, but like he can't be the sole like damage player on the team.
Hmm.
Like he's not set up for that one. He's definitely good for like he's definitely good for cover. He's definitely good for like those pluck shots. Like he can get a lot done. And he can be, as we've seen in some games, he can be very freaking annoying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. He definitely can.
Mhm.
But that could be a whole
Especially if you give him a second to line up his shot.
yeah, but that could be a whole debate with, especially with the rest of the snipers in the game. Like that could be a whole debate
Hmm.
because that's yeah. For
No, for
real.
real. I'm saying like that's the thing with him. I do like that though. I do like that bolt action because it gives me like that Call of Duty feel where I can kind of like quick scope like I used to.
Hmm.
Um, Even hip firing with this thing is pretty smooth. So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, just maybe like 50 more damage, and I feel like it'd be valid,
Yeah. If
in
I'm
my
not
opinion.
if I'm not mistaken, is this gun slower like compared to the other sniper characters? Like is it like
Hmm.
so it's slower,
Hmm.
right? Just because how
So yeah,
this
for exactly. That's why I was saying like compared to the other ones, like you can like Kinessa and Octavia snipers, like they do like you can not necessarily rapid fire, but you can like tap the trigger, tap the
Yep.
trigger, tap the trigger, tap the trigger while you're still ADS.
Hmm.
Here, since it's a bolt action, like I shoot one shot, it reloads, shoot another shot, it
Okay,
reloads.
it's like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the only thing with
But
him. Which again, he does real good. I mean, if you're lining up your shot, even on a quick scope, I mean, it's gonna take you about a good 3 shots to take somebody out
so
on full health.
so in, on your opinion, because you're more of a sniper character than I am, well, definitely way more than me. But how do you feel like compared to like Strix, like his gun compared to like the Octavia, Kinessa? Like, do you feel like as a sniper character like yourself, do you feel like you prefer Strix more than the other ones, like as far like gun wise, or it just depends on the character, it depends on the abilities?
Well, since we pretty much got through all of the snipers, I can say this now. I personally prefer more Kinessa,
Okay.
just because of how much movement is involved in the game.
Okay.
Like that's why I like it. Like I can do the quick scope with him. Like this would be great if it was like Call of Duty, like easy money for me.
Hmm.
But because of so much movement and you gotta look high, low,
Yep.
left, right, like
Yep.
different things like that,
Mm-hmm.
don't really match me on this one. Without, like I said, having those good other players or resources around you.
Yep. Okay.
See, that's my thing. But yeah, overall, like I said, just minor tweak, but not too much there.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm. All right. So, yep, that was it for Strix. Up next, we have Tiberius. So, like, I've been seeing like him being used a lot more frequently now compared to what I used to see when I first started the game. Mind you, I've only been playing the game for like 3 months at this point. Um, with Tiberius, I think he overall for his playstyle because he's a very high movement type of player, like a lot of aggressive pushes he can do, even the ricochet on his blade. Like I wouldn't really do much here either. I know I'm like going like 4 in a row about that, but I wouldn't do much here. I honestly wouldn't. Like I think overall, like everything he has complements how he plays. Probably his ult, I probably would like just a little bit, like tweak it just a little bit. Um, And the only thing I would really change about the ult is because I know there's like cards that can alter it a little bit, of course. But the only thing that I would really change about the ult is maybe like the longevity of it. That's really it. That's the only thing that I would change. Like give me a little bit longer time using it because once you like you use the trigger on this ult, like it cuts the time down that you're in it. So that's the only thing that I would probably tweak, but I wouldn't make too much change with him. Like I feel like based on his play style, you can do a lot with him. He's actually one of the characters that I do like because I like movement. I just haven't had a lot of time under my belt with him, but from what I have used, yeah, I wouldn't do much. What would you say?
So with Tony the Tiger, with Tiberius, with this
Mhm.
character, so Me personally, I would say like I kind of agree with you. Where it's more like I haven't had much time playing the character, but from what I kind of like, at least in my opinion, from how I feel about Tiberius, I feel like he might like maybe he probably don't because like I said, maybe when I start actually like playing the character, then I probably change my mind. But at least for right now, I'll probably say he might need a quality of life.
Okay.
Mainly because I feel like with his abilities, like I agree with you saying that his abilities do complement his like his play style, but I feel like for me, I feel like it's not fluent enough to be like when you play this character like you go super crazy. In my opinion, I just feel like every time I see
Mhm.
Tiberius, I feel like with his abilities, it's like it works, but I don't feel like it's super fluent though.
I see what you're saying.
Cause he kind of remind me in a sense like how Azan when I talked about it in the tank video where Azan is so combo based, but his primary is so slow. But for Tiberius, it's more like his abilities work just fine. It's everything's good, but it just need to be a little bit more fluent because it's more combo based abilities. So it's like
Okay.
so if it feel like I don't know, maybe kind of I don't know. Maybe he need his movement might need to be speed up a little bit more, maybe, and just so it's like he can keep up like a nice flow in the fight. Because
Yeah.
I feel like most time with Tiberius, I'll be seeing is like he does some damage, he run away, but it's not like oh he doing this combo, dodge out, like really kind of go crazy with him. That's,
Yeah. I
but
feel like oh my fuck. Go ahead.
no, that was pretty much it.
I was gonna say I see where you're coming from. It's just when he has like now if you add nimble and I forget the card name, but if you add nimble in the card, I think I know exactly what you're saying. Trust it, because like that's how my play style. Like I like to be in there fighting.
Mhm.
Um, but I do feel like if you add nimble to him, you get that card in there. Like what you're saying, he does have, but I get where you're coming from. Like okay, how like the
Yeah.
fluidity in it,
Mm-hmm. And
can
then
it be?
it'd probably be cool too if they. I don't know if for people it would feel like it would be kind of OP or not, but I feel like it'd be kind of cool if like because you know how Strix, cause he could switch from the pistol into his main gun, right? His main sniper gun.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like it'd be kind of cool if Tiberius he could like if you want to like basically he could switch from his sword or just use his to like kind of switch his weapons at the same time.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Like if
Okay, that would be pretty cool.
yeah, I feel like if he want to use the sword, like cause you up close, you could use your sword and then switch it back if you want to use the like the rings, the
Hmm.
blade rings, whatever, like on daggers. Like I feel like that would be kind of dope if Tiberius had that, cause at least it's like it gives you a chance to be like, all right, I want to rely on my ult to be just the main source of me to use like my
True,
melee attack. It's like it'd be cool.
true.
He could switch to it, but I don't know if he will be OP or not with that, but I feel like it'd be a cool addition if they kind of add that with the character. So at
Yeah,
least,
that would be nice.
yeah, so it wouldn't be,
Especially when he's up close, you can switch like use it for like defense.
yeah, and plus and plus it wouldn't be like, because Terminus is like he's the only character in the game that's melee, so it'd be cool like to kind of have a little bit more melee characters in a
Hmm.
sense, or at least you're able to. Cause I feel like sometimes you need that extra, like I don't got my gun, bump it. I'll use
Yeah,
my sword or something. Like I feel like that'd be kind of cool.
exactly.
Be
Yeah,
cool.
like a Caspian or like
Yeah,
even a Droxus with
yeah,
his melee.
yeah, exactly. Kind of like that.
Hmm. I
But
like that. I like that. I agree with that. I like that. That's a good idea. Come on, y'all hear him now. You know he on his NDA, but y'all can make it work.
y'all, I ain't no NDA. If I was, I wouldn't say too much. I guarantee
Facts.
it.
Facts.
But even Mojo, if
Uh,
you watching, hit your boy up. We could talk.
no, for real. For real. Hit him up. All right. So that was pretty much it for Tiberius. Now we're on to Tyra.
Mm.
So another one of my like play styles, like if I'm not sniping, I'm usually using like some type of character with like an assault rifle or something like that. So for example, Viktor, and then somebody else later on in the video, y'all hear me talk about. But when it comes to Tyra, I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people, especially you, bro, like you've been like, yo, I think Tyra fits your play style. Like, do Tyra. Here's my thing with Tyra. Um, yes, she has really great like her incendiary. Um, like that fire pull. That's good. Like she has a pretty good rate of fire on her assault rifle. But my thing is, would love for me. So I would say a quality of life. That's why I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna start there. Quality of life.
Okay.
The reason I'm saying quality of life is because again, and this is based on my playstyle, my opinion. I don't like using assault rifles where I don't have the option of ADS or and then switching between that and hip firing. I don't like to only hip fire. Only because for me, like, and you all see it like in the background, somewhere here. The further back I get with my like with shooting, because I like to play all ranges, I lose damage, and that's because I also lose accuracy. So that's one thing there. Like I don't care about the damage drop off and things like that from the further back I am, but it's her recoil is not horrible, but it makes you lose a lot of accuracy. So that's why I would like for the ADS to kick in, like for Viktor, for example, and Vivian. Kind of spoiler alert right there. But yeah, other than that though, quality of life. I love her ult. I love the ult. I feel like if I played her more, yeah, I can get over like not having ADS. But again, my preference there. What you think?
All right. Tyra. So, as you might be surprised about this one, though, like for what I'm about to say, but I do agree one thing with you. I feel like Tyra needs ADS. I like kind of like how Victor and Vivian has it. I feel like Tyra does need that, just
Mm-hmm.
because just her just only just doing hit fires, it's kind of hard to really like take control because especially with her gun, it's kind of hard to like keep control to really be accurate.
Mm-hmm.
But me personally with Tyra, from the amount of games we played against Tyra, I think Tyra needs a slight nerf. To be honest,
Okay.
mainly the nerf I feel like she needs is for her Molotov with the fire, because I feel like that ability alone does too much damage in my opinion.
Especially
Like,
when you catch them off guard and
yeah,
they weak.
it's I feel like no matter like y'all, because if y'all know like if you had watched the first the video with me talk about tanks, because you know I'm a tank main, I feel like going against her, she is really problematic. I mean, that's even going from like with Victor and Vivian, which we're gonna get to them too. But
Mm-hmm.
Tyra specifically for me is her fire, because I feel like even as a tank, that has no business doing so much damage that I feel like I could barely do anything to help my team out, because
That's true.
if your team get trapped and she throws that Molotov and just burn everybody, she be burning. It hurts.
Mm-hmm.
That bitch
It
it
hurts.
be steaming. But my thing is like how her ability is stronger than Fernando, who tilt his whole gun does fire, but her fire is stronger. It's like what?
Yeah.
I know she DPS, but come on now, I had no business to be that
See,
strong.
she is a brute, especially when you use her like abilities in sequence. Like for example, you do her hunter's mark on someone, you
Hmm.
throw the fire on them, you shoot a grenade, like you, and then you start shooting. Like you could do all of that in a one big sequential order. So that's why, like I believe that's why they like didn't give her as much mobility, as like Victor, for example, who can run because she's like a brute, bro. Like
No, she is a brute.
she has a lot in her favor. I just wish she had that ADS.
Yeah, I just but I still feel like if they could nerf the fire a bit, like the damage output that it does, cause I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like it's a little bit overtuned. But if they kind of cut it back just a tad bit, I feel like Tyra will be in a solid spot where I feel like she really don't change. But I would say that's the only thing I feel like she need a nerf on. And then if she was able to have like some type of ADS, or like you said, kind of like Victor or something, I feel like she would be a lot more solid than she is.
Yeah.
But then again, I could be completely wrong, because I see so many people play her, like her pick through rate is insane. So I mean,
No, based on her abilities and stuff, she don't need ADS. You're right.
because I just feel like clearly like people play her no problem. And
Mhm.
they just
Mhm.
go crazy. But I really feel like it's just a fire. Like if it wasn't for that, I feel like she's fine. Even if she's
That's
annoying,
true.
but she's fine. So that's how I feel about Tyra.
I can agree. Yeah, she's a brute, bro. I just my personal preference. I would let her see an ADS, even if they have to nerf like that incinerator. I can do that. But other than that, she would be dangerous, especially with that hunter's mark. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, and then her
Low key, I might try her again. I might try her
yeah,
again.
And then her ultimate that even alone, like she just does more damage. Like just more damage.
Yeah. Now imagine our hunters, like for a tank, for example,
Mhm.
you do your ultimate and you do your hunter's mark because the hunter's mark increases like damage that you
Mhm.
do on that target specifically.
Yeah.
Bro, you're shredding.
That's what I was saying. Like, I just feel like in some ways, like I don't feel like Tyra's OP, but in some ways she kind of is, and that's why I feel like she's a bit overtuned. So they kind of need to knock her back a little bit with some of the nerf, because that's how I really feel like they put her in check. Because I feel like because you know the amount of times we play against her, I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
Tyra just been just a bit overtuned. Like she's just a little bit too much dangerous to to my liking, like a little bit too much. That he might need to do
Yeah,
something.
no facts. Especially if you plan her and you on that night.
Yep.
Like, oh, they on one. But yeah, that's my opinion on Tyra. Some people may
Tyra.
not agree with it, but that's
Why you
my
say it like
Tyra
that?
right
Tyra.
Tyra. All right, so that was Tyra, and as I was recording this too, and now when I was realizing I get to actually do all three of them in a row. And this is what I mean: Tyra with the assault rifle. Now we got Viktor. Yes, sir. Now Victor, I'll be honest with y'all, Victor is one of my go-tos on this game. Goes without saying. Um, I love the amount of damage that he does, his rate of fire. You can even reduce his recoil when you're ADS. Like I feel like they got it right for him to be like a true soldier, you know. Now when I said he probably go over there gonna start giggling in a second with his high he self because this is gonna be my opinion with Victor.
Oh
I
god.
would like to see Victor have a slight buff. I'll be honest, a slight buff. Like I get it, his military, I mean his abilities are like military boost to the ground play style, but like I would like to see a slight buff, even though I'm pretty dangerous with him. Like his grenade, his shrapnel grenade. Um Without the abilities, without the cards, I mean, it doesn't really do much justice. Like you can like get some fun grenade kills, especially if they think they finna get away from you. You can do that. His hip fire is pretty good. His ult, I would like to see him have a little bit more mobility with his ult. That would be really nice versus having to be it's like where you see is where you aim it at. Like I would like to do like an area kind of damage, kind of like a overhead, like Bastion from Overwatch, for example. You can drop it in the area. That would be pretty nice. Um, like I would like to see that. But a slight buff. Other than that, if they don't buff him, he's still pretty good. I love his 80. Like I said, I love his ADS. I love the rate of fire. I love the recoil control. Like I'm pretty dangerous with Victor, which I will see down the road. What you think?
Okay. Yeah, you heard this man. Cause like I say, very biased. That's one of his go-tos. So, my thoughts on Victor. Get this man a super nerf. I'm joking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'll joke.
I must want to see Sensei Tune retire before he reaches a year.
but no, no. All right, y'all. All jokes aside, me personally with Victor, I think Victor needs no change at all. I honestly feel like Victor is solid. He can be annoying at times, but I don't feel like Victor is like he's too OP that they really need to do something or keep him in check. In a sense, I feel like he's balanced. Like he does a good amount of damage. He can get out of situations. And then I disagree with this too about with his ult to give him more ability, because I feel like if you give him more ability with his ult, like he can move around, you just give this man more OP status. I'm like,
No,
nah.
no, no, not like him physically moving with the ult, but more like how Bashes is like a airstrike. Like well, you don't play Call of Duty much, but like an airstrike, like you can like pull up a mini map and then you can from where you are you can launch it right there,
Oh, okay,
kind of thing.
okay, I got you.
Hmm.
Okay, I know what you're talking about with the airstrike, though. I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah,
okay, I got you. Okay, but
all good.
besides that, I feel like Victor, he's solid. He's good where he at. I don't agree that I don't feel like he needs a buff, and I don't think he don't really need no nerf either. He just need a he just one of those characters like keep him where he's at, but don't do anything more to him. At least for right now, that I don't feel like it's like he's too like he's under no, I was
Yeah.
underwhelming. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
cause yeah. So So I mean, yeah, so he don't be underwhelming that he feel like he needs like an extra buff or whatever. But no, like I feel like he's good where he's at. Just leave him how he is, and then just that's it. That's how I feel with Victor.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I can see where you're coming from. Especially you put Victor in my hand because we ain't seen another dangerous Victor. Well, I haven't seen another dangerous Victor yet.
Yeah, when people see your clips and stuff, then you know.
Mm-hmm. It'll make sense. Especially because, like I said, I was like a true soldier on Overwatch using soldier over there.
Yep.
And then again, my play style based on how I play, like my shooters, like Apex, all that. So they'll get it.
Yep.
All right. So on to the next one here. Up next, we have Vivian. So, like I said, this is the last piece to my assault rifle chronicles between the three, Tyra, Victor, and Vivian. So now switching it over here. When it comes to Vivian, she's another one that's kind of made like a brute in the sense with like Tyra, for example. Um, I love her abilities. I do wish she had more mobility, even with nimble like maxed out. It's just it still doesn't compare to like Victor's movement. Like, and I don't need like I need to be able to run around the map. Like, I'm not saying that, but like if I'm in a tight bind, like let me get a pushback, like a flip, or you know what I'm saying, like just something to kind of get out of there for a second. Um, but other than that, I would say with Vivian. I wouldn't even say with that minor thing that I just said, I would even give her like a quality of life change. I really wouldn't do too much because that like she had like her for abilities that she has, her cards and her loadouts complements it very well. With Vivian, it just comes down to like really just knowing how to use her abilities because her gun, her shooting is nice. The recoil control is nice. Rate of fire is nice. Like, I mean, you can't really ask too much out of like the gun itself. It's just coming down to your skill, but that's what I would say there. I love her ult. Especially like you said, if you want to like, okay, let me come in and take over the spot real quick because there's a lot of area damage there. Crowd control, I should say. Uh, but yeah, that's all I would really say with Vivian, honestly. What about you?
So, my thoughts on Vivian, honestly, I feel like she needs a soft rework, in my opinion.
Mm,
Main reason why I feel like that because I feel like Vivian, not just her in like in general, but I feel like just if you go as damage just in general, damage have no business to have a shield on her gun. Cause I feel like when you look compared to Victor and Tyra, y'all still exposed. Y'all still get hit, but you know, of course, you know you got your skills. Vivian having a shield don't make no sense. Why? Because she's the only damage character that has a shield
mhm.
and run around with a gun. I feel like she had no business because at that point it's like you be like she might as well go to tank then. If you go have a shield like
Mm,
that, I feel
I
like
mean, yeah.
no, but I feel like okay. I'll say it like this with the shield. If it was more like if it was kind of like I would say like this, not too crazy compared to like how Barrick and Ash how they throw down like their like mini shields. But if she had kind of something like that, but in a weaker version, like if she throw it down something like that for the team, I feel like that's okay. But for
I
her,
see what you're saying.
but her having literally a shield when she ADS and then you could turn on, I feel like nah, bro, like that, nah, man, for damage, no. I feel like she needs a soft revert. Honestly, I really want to know what they really need to do with that, unless like, cause I know you said she had a drone, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe if they had it like with the drones, if like that could be a part of her ability instead of with a shield, it could be the drone like she could just throw it up in the air, whatever, and like you know they had their mini guns kind of shoot
Well,
whatever.
yeah, she has that. She has that ability.
She does have
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah. She has that ability.
okay, but overall, I just feel like she really don't need a shield. I feel like they could just rework her a tad bit for something else because I really don't feel like she needs a shield on her gun, in my personal opinion. But
Fair enough.
because you gotta look at it like out of all the damage carriers, she's the only one that got a shield like that with her gun.
I mean, yeah, but she also has literally the least, like, little to no mobility at all.
I mean, I guess that's a fair trade off just for that.
Yeah,
But still,
yeah.
though, compared, I'm just think about Victor having that the same abilities have and have a shield, something like that. No, I feel like nah,
Yeah.
I feel like they gotta do
Nah,
something else.
because on top of that, Victor's kind of low key, like, because not only does he have mad like mobility, he can heal while he runs with cardio.
Oh, yeah,
He
but
self
yeah,
heals.
okay, so that's another problem too.
Yeah, so and then
'Cause-
Tyra, like, she has like literally 3, 4 different weapons like at her disposal.
yep. No,
So
that
I was
is.
like, I get it. I get where you're coming from too. And you gonna make a lot of Vivian players out there angry.
Oh, okay, look, I mean, it is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I just feel like a damaged character in general has no business having no
Hmm.
shield like that. Like especially like with her that she could just turn on by ADS. Like, look, I felt like it probably been more forgiving if she just had regular like hip fire, kind of like a
Yeah.
Tyra with the shield. I feel like that probably been a little more forgiving in my opinion. But for her to be able to ADS like Viktor and you have that shield, I feel like nah, bro. You like she had no business having that. You might as well get rid of that
Yeah.
shield.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, yeah, you talking about a full rework, yeah. Where her hip fire, because I get how they do it, like the ADS, like she like aims, like the shield is like this, and then she aims through the
Yeah,
shield
yep.
kind of thing.
And
Yeah.
that's why I feel like she needs like a soft rework. Like I don't feel because I don't really feel like it's a full rework. But then again, maybe for what I'm asking for probably could be a full rework. But I feel like with her, she could probably use a rework. Honestly, but like I said, if Vivian Papers, if y'all mad at me, well, too bad. I'm sorry. I'm a tape player, so I look at these damage carriers like your top three from Viktor, Tyra, and Vivian. Yeah, I got beef with them, so I got to make sure like y'all in check, so I can play my
True.
role.
I
So I
mean,
can
that's
play my
valid.
role. That's how I look at it.
That's valid. I ain't mad at it.
I'm just
But
saying.
all right, so last but not least, and if y'all are still here, thank y'all for still being here. Go ahead and drop down there in that comment section there. Who's your again, like I said earlier, who's your favorite champion? You know that comment that you're still here, being this late in the video. Thank y'all again for the support. But let's get right into the last one here.
All right, get it.
Willow.
Mm.
All right. So my opinion with
Ooh,
Willow,
Willow.
Willow, even though I don't play Willow, like I think, in my opinion, when she's by herself, she can be very annoying, but not like, okay, she's tolerable. But when you have her with like a Dredge or like a Bomba, like, bro, she's just like a lot of noise for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to see a slight nerf on her mobility because, especially when she's up in the air, like she can get up there often. And then you got all those bombs around you, like with her abilities, like it's yeah, I just like to see a slight nerf. A slight nerf. That's what I would like to see from her. But other than that, overall, like she's valid. She's valid. Like if you get the her aim down right, you get the mobility down right, like not be afraid to actually move around the map and separate from your team. Like I feel like you can have some fun playing her, but she definitely takes some skill to getting used to. That's what I would say about Willow. What do you think?
All right, so keep it short and simple. I feel like because I'm adding her to the hate list of like when I feel it with Dredge because I can't stand Willow. I can't stand her like she's just too mad and annoying.
Facts.
But I would say with her honestly, I would say like I feel like she does need a nerf, but not like a super crazy nerf. Like I agree with you, like a
Facts.
slight nerf. But my slight nerf is not for what you're for the mobility. My slight nerf would be the grenade bombs that she does because right
Mhm.
there that's basically like the same amount I feel like close to the same amount of damage that Dredge do in his primary fire because
True.
Dredge he just spam in his primary fire and does so much freaking damage and them
True.
grenade bombs she throws is no different and it's like it feel like it's non-stop because I can't remember how many
Yeah.
she throw at one time but I feel
Or
like Oh, four. So like,
Mm,
and depending on the cooldown, because maybe depending on the loadout that somebody has,
mm-hmm.
she can spam the crap out of that, and it's so annoying, and it's really hard to really try to focus her, and she keep on throwing those stupid balls at you all the time. Just
Right,
and
especially
then
because they detonate quick.
like with the mobility, she just get out of there, like
Mm-hmm.
fly over there.
They make you so mad too because you're like, she's on top. I want her
She
dead.
basically like freaking like Tinkerbell, bro, like Peter Pan, like
No,
wee, like
for
just
real.
going, and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't say
Like
nothing.
Jesus.
But overall,
But
I
yeah.
agree that by herself, she's tolerable. She's annoying, but she's tolerable. But when she has like a Dredge, Betty, or somebody like who's spammy, it's like she just oh my god, it's
No, seriously though.
I just wanna strangle that.
Like, oh my God, why are you playing this game? You just gotta want to
The-
play, be annoying. You don't
but
even care
but
about winning.
but compared to her and Dredge, I'll say I can't like Dredge get on my nerves more besides Willow, but they still just annoying. They're like a tag team duo, just being straight up annoying in the game. Like
Hmm.
that's how I feel with Willow.
Yeah, when you had them two together, bro, it's mad annoying. Like, why?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would say about Willow there. But overall, like I'd say when it comes to damage, in my opinion, based on my play style, I would say uh people to really like to get into the game to like when you first getting into the game, some that you can kind of somewhat easily grab the grasp to. I would say like top three, I would say Victor. Victor's a good one to start the game off with if you're coming over to damage.
Okay.
And then if not Victor, I feel like you can get some good loving out of like Bomb King also. And then I'll probably say last, I mean, probably shoot Drogoff, Drogoff, however you say his name. I would say those like because they're like easy to grasp type concept players or champions. What you think?
So, kind of what you said. I mean, I agree with Victor. Like, if somebody's new to Paladins, I would say Victor is definitely a good start off for damage because he's literally like you got everything you need. Throw a
Mm-hmm.
grenade, shoot, run.
Yep, self heal.
And so, like, I mean, like, he basically got it all for a new person to play damage and Paladins. I feel like he's definitely a good pick. Um, when it comes to Drogoz and then you said Bomb King, at least in my opinion, I feel like I wouldn't recommend playing them characters until you get a better sense of how the game works. Because I
Hmm.
feel because them two alone take skill. Bomb King takes skill, and then Drogoz he may be in the air, maybe annoying, but you still gotta understand how to play him.
True.
Cause you know how some people it's like it's one thing you just pick a character and you feel like oh I can just be cracked. No, Victor,
No,
I agree
no,
with him.
no get cracked.
But as far for the easy picks, definitely Victor. Your top three: Victor, Tyra, Vivian. Like that
Give or
basis.
take.
That's pretty much your easy to
Hmm.
go pick. But
True, true,
that's pretty much it right there.
true. All right, bro. You want to roll up your intro?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. But all right, y'all, this is the end of the video. I appreciate all y'all for stopping by. And of course, just listen to us talk about Paladins. And of course, you have Stay Tuned talk majority of the time about his thoughts of the game. So hopefully y'all can see both our perspectives. But if you're mad at both of us, who cares? I'm just saying. But we still love y'all. Yeah, I know
It's
you
all opinions.
if you a Vivian player, I'm sorry, like she didn't get reworked. I mean, I'm just being honest. But yeah, besides that, y'all, I just say stay tuned for part 3. And usually it would go to flip over to stay tuned for flank. But because he already talked for this video, we're gonna just go like back to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about support in the next video. So definitely stay tuned for that. And then just want to say too, go ahead to like, follow, subscribe. I'm just still trying to get 50 followers on Twitch. Of course, my 1,000 subs on YouTube. And of course, I want to let y'all know I am 17 subscribers away to hit 400 subs. So I would appreciate y'all could get me up to them things, the 400 things. But that's enough of me talking. Got anything to say? To stay tuned before we head out.
Nah, man, just appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, let's get my mans to 400 on here on YouTube. Let's get them up to 50 on Twitch. Funny story, it's been 3 years since I've actually been on a camera doing anything with content. So he got me back on the camera here. Stay tuned for my content. And as always, man, y'all stay true, stay you, and we gonna catch y'all on the next one.
All right, guys. So 9197 is stay tuned. We are out.
Out.